Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've done any filming or worked on anything that I wanted to post to YouTube, but here we go. I'm back on something that I let off earlier this summer. Is when I burned up my Stihl MS311 chainsaw right there, right? I tore it down the other day just to kind of see what we have. I have a plan, and it's a pretty simple plan. A little bit more experimentation than anything else. So here's the deal. I had some bad fuel. That's what I suspect, and burned up my saw. Doesn't run. So I've got a choice. I can rebuild it. I can overbore it. Put it. Is it a 49 millimeter? Comes with a 47 millimeter piston. I think I can get up to 49, maybe 48. Doesn't really matter. I thought what I would do in this case is I just want to do a cylinder hone and rebuild them, and a new piston, if possible, and just kind of see how this goes. Well, it's an experiment. It's a let's see what happens kind of a deal. So here we go. I got it torn down, and let's just take a look at what we have going on here. This is the original piston here, and you can see we have some significant scoring all the way around. It's in pretty rough shape. The bottom set of rings is pretty much seized into the piston. The top set, it's not free either. It wouldn't run, right? I mean, would not run with this piston. If I looked at the cylinder here, maybe I can get some light in there. We'll try it a couple different ways. I've already hit it with the hone, and you can see it's quite a bit better on the sides. I still have a little bit of scarring on the sides. I'm going to hit it with the cylinder hone just a little bit more and try to get rid of any of that. There's no way you can see that. Try to clean that up just a little bit more. So I know it'll be a little bit overboard as far as the ring piston interface, but we'll give it a shot. For the new piston, I just got the Amazon special. We have 47 millimeter piston ring pin. It was something like 17 bucks, something along those lines. It's a piston, pin, clips, and rings. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish polishing the bore of this a little bit and put the piston and stuff back together, and we'll throw this thing back together and see how well it's going to run with just that part. And if I don't like it, well, then we can always put on a whole new top end. Now I'm just using a standard 3-stone hone here. This bore stroke is long enough that I'm able to get these hones in here. Just a little WD, any kind of oil to lubricate these stones up a little bit. I can still see a little bit of a little indication of the scoring down inside here. Yeah, right down in there. So I'm going to work on this for a little while longer and just try to clean that up. All right, we're getting ready to put it back together. I'm just a little bit of motor oil on the, let's see, the piston connecting rod and the crank connecting rod bearings. Just a little bit of a 30 weight oil down in there to give me the best chance of our stuff to roll up. I could be wrong on that. 30 weight oil might be the wrong thing to do, but it's what I'm doing. 30 weight oil. I've got maybe a little bit too heavy of some Permatex red gasket sealant to go in there. I think it's time to put the new piston on. Let's see, arrow goes towards the exhaust. Rings on now. Doesn't really matter which order, you know, if you put the rings on before you put it on. I just happen to grab certain pieces first. Two rings. I don't believe there's any difference in the rings. Looking at them, let's see, HV, they have the same markings on them. I'm going to assume, and actually I don't have to assume, I believe the markings go towards the top. And you can verify that by on your pistons you have a dowel pin there and there. That's where you have these ends of your piston rings go. So when it collapses or when it compresses, it keeps your piston ring from rotating around. So let's there we go. So when you're in the bore, that'll prevent that from rotating around. Okay, maybe what I'll do is I'll just take a little bit of oil here. Now I've never figured out what tool you need to use on these. What the best way to do this is on these small engines. I always just take my piston or a cylinder here, orient it correctly, and try to slip that piston down up in there, because, well, what kind of keeper can you use in there? And boy, this one's a little bit even trickier. Tell you what, I know what I'm going to do here. Give me half a moment. Let me go get something here. One moment. All right, let's try that. I just drew a couple of zip ties, one on each of the piston rings to help compress those. Now in theory, when I slide my cylinder down right over the top of that, it'll just push these zip ties out of the way. Oh, I've already got a failure. Zip ties are going to, Well, let's clean this up a little bit. And I need my side cutters. I have no idea where I placed them. All right, let's try this. Okay. I don't know what we got going on here, other than one of the zip ties is down and loose. Okay, so we have another option here. I could take the piston off, slip it in and get it started. I think that might be the, you know what? Yep, let's take another tack at this. What we'll do is we'll try to slip the piston in, then slip the piston pin in. Yeah, let's try that. Let me reconfigure here. Let's pull this off. For those of you that are small engine people, well, I apologize. Okay, I have an original C-clip in right there on this side. We'll try this again. Oh, look at that. I found the C-clip I lost just now. I'll be dipped. I'll take that. I'm not going to bother to pull out the original. Oops. Boy, this is getting to be a comedy of errors here. Make sure that I have oh. Come on. Where'd that screwdriver end up? Some kind of a... There we go. Let's try this again. And now, original 4 screws. Now what's cool about this is your screwdriver wrench. It's a T26, I think, on this side. That is almost the only tool you need. You need a T26 and I think a T20 to fully disassemble and reassemble the top end of this. And of course the spark plug wrench. Alright, everything seems to be moving the way it should. Now it's just a matter of reassembling this thing, right? So, muffler, here we go. The carburetor, spark plug. In fact, I'm going to slip the old spark plug in right now to keep debris and dirt out of there. And it's a matter of just putting this thing back together. So we will start off first of all by... Seems to have compression. No fuel in it. So we're going to fuel it up. We'll go ahead and put the top cover back on because it makes it prettier. Let's go. All right, so here's where we go on the side. A little discussion. I was running the recommended 50-to-1 fuel ratio in this saw. I thought I was. I either had some bad fuel or I had a situation where I mismixed. I don't know what happened. I burned up this saw. I burned up my my Husky 350. So I burned up both of those saws. So what I'm doing right now is I've got a mix of 25-to-1. I'm not going to run that long term. Hold on a minute. I got my nose. I'm back. So I'm going to run 25-to-1 for now. I doubled the oil mixture for a few tanks until this engine breaks in and is running. Then I'll step it back to 40-to-1, maybe even 50-to-1. Oh man, see, you distracted me while I'm talking. Too much fuel. I don't know why I filled it all the way up anyways. So that's not where I'm going to run these for the life of the saw, but it will be where I run it for a little while till everything kind of, well, breaks in. So let's go find an empty spot on the floor and see what happens. I got a good feeling about this. All right, chainsaw, choke on. Oof, God. Ooh, you hear that? Half choke. Oh. So close, guys. Go back to choke. Go full throttle. Choke. Close. Getting a little warm. Got it to kick over once. We're in the run position. Uh-oh. Let's go half choke. So my wife just texted me and told me I have under an hour to get cleaned up and get ready to go to dinner with some family. So you know what? I think we have just enough time to throw the chain on this thing, walk outside, and give it a test cut. Let's see if it'll cut. All right, I don't have really, any wood to cut, but let's see what I can do here on this old fence that's kind of in the way and not useful anymore. In fact, it's got to go out of here anyway. So let's cut up a couple of fence rails, and let's just see if it works. See if it'll start again. Let's go half choke maybe. Sitting here, it's idling, it's revving up, there's no bog in it. Seems to be running, well, pretty darn good. I'm not going to do too much work out here, I'm not dressed for it. I'm wearing tennis shoes for heaven's sake. The chain does feel a little bit dull. I was working it pretty hard when I burned it up, so I need to tune this saw up a little bit as far as that goes. But overall, guys, that's a success. Listen to that. I'll call that a success. It fires up, it runs, and I'll keep you posted. As long as it fires up easy and it runs, I'm a happy guy. Catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Hey, go outside and do something. Or go in your garage and do something. Do something you haven't done before. It's good for the soul. Catch you on the next video.